Hello, fabulous superstar Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. This month's new moon takes place on the 13th. It is in fellow water sign Scorpio, and this is a powerful, even a bit of a doozy. Well, it certainly is a surprising new moon at that. The new moon is close in the sky to Mars. There is a lot of adrenaline, a lot of impulsivity that characterizes this new moon, but it's also across the sky with precision from Uranus. And that is a shock a minute, a surprise a minute energy. But then we get these harmonious connections as well from Neptune and Pluto a little bit after the fact. And that is very encouraging because it does suggest that very quickly, regardless of what pops up out of nowhere, you're able to adjust and you're able to figure out the wisdom in it and to transform just about anything to your advantage. The area of life lit up here has to do with long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning. Legal matters are covered here, along with the personal, philosophical, spiritual beliefs that guide your life. So it's a very powerful and important energy playing out here. If you can strive to stay open to possibility, I think that this can be a time that is exciting and hopeful as well in how it expands your horizons. A spirit of adventure could come out of nowhere and take you by surprise. It is a new moon, which brings with it new chapters, new opportunities. If it is that you are engaged in a institute of higher learning, for example, maybe you're a student or you work there, this can be where there are new chapters or new developments that feel very surprising, but very quickly you're able to adjust. For example, if you are a student, you may come to a whole new understanding about what you'd actually be studying or actually want to study, and that can change things for you very quickly now. Or it could just be the structure and environment, what's happening at that time itself, that ends up being a part of what you may need to respond to very quickly. And of course, if you work in that type of environment as well, there can be some wild card factors there that change things, but you adjust as well. If it is that you're engaged in an immigration or citizenship matter, you may have to respond to some request very quickly, including a legal matter as well. It is a new moon, which is fresh chapters. So either this could be you embarking on a matter related to this, or it could be that you already in a matter are either going to go a new strategic way, or you are going to decide that you're going a whole other way. So you're letting some matter go, getting some sort of result, responding to it very quickly. More personally, of course, having to do with your understanding of philosophy, spirituality, belief that helps you to make sense of the world. This can be a very different paradigm. This can be you being challenged about what you believe. So do keep that in mind where it comes to sharing of any kind, and that includes on social media or traditional media, or maybe even sort of spontaneously as you are meeting people out and about doing your thing in those environments as well. Do what's right for you to do, share what's right for you to share, listen to your intuition, and then at the same time, sometimes you just got to go. Other people are allowed to be whoever they are, to believe whatever they do, as do you, and find peace within that. On the 27th of the month, we get this month's full moon. And this full moon is an important one happening at the foundation of your chart, a part of the sky for you that has to do with an understanding of your past, of home, your family of origin, your relationship with your parents in particular, where that applies. It has to do with how at home you feel within your own self, the space that you inhabit. And when we have important lunar energies here, sometimes it can also indicate changes on the home front, buying, selling, or attracting a new roommate. So here's the thing with this full moon. It is, on the one hand, speaking in a conversation of tension with Saturn. And that suggests a need for some restraint, a need to cultivate maturity, to be responsible, to be wise, even if things are less than ideal, to own an understanding of what action you can take to improve things very practically, making a tough decision. But chances are the need for this decision is going to feel like it comes up out of nowhere. And I say that because we have Mars opposite this full moon. So there's a sense, again, adrenaline, urgency, excitement could be here. But it can also feel as if a decision's got to be made, a change has got to be made, a matter needs to be addressed very quickly at this time. Like it no longer can wait. This is truth time. This is decision time. Being wise about it is what you get to cultivate so that you can move through this time and cultivate a sense of self-respect in the process. So if it is that you've known for a while that there are certain repairs, for example, that need to happen, this is where it becomes very evident that this is what must happen. If you've known for a while that, maybe it is time to change your living situation in some way, this is where it is completely obvious to you and where you're feeling like, okay, it's time. That's the thing with Saturn. Saturn gets us honest, but it's also about an appreciation of time and when it is that certain things are coming to a close and being okay with that, understanding that as part of the patterns of life. It could be at this time that you are feeling that much more like you want to spend time on your own, working on a project in your own time and in your own space. And that would be something that you would need to be diligent with, but that urge would likely be very strong now. If it is that you have a home-based business or you work with homes, well, you're that much more likely to be focusing in on what it is that you do as part of perhaps ensuring some sense of longevity, or maybe making some changes on those fronts as well that are part of being wise and as part of refining your course forward. Now, when it comes to matters of love, keep in mind that on the 24th of the month, Mars will leave fellow water sign Scorpio, which means that for over 3 weeks as we start this month, you've got some incredible energies here to tap into. Mars here is an energy that is that much easier for you to tap into in a part of the sky that is adventurous, that is optimistic, and brings that much more courage as well. And it makes love, or at least passion, an adventure. For those of you open to meeting someone new, it's the international passionate affair that becomes that much more likely for your sign at this time. I actually look at this and think about all these incredible possibilities for you. Part of the reason is because, look, for about the first week of this month, we still have Venus in your opposite sign. That's super romantic, right? That suits you really well. It can feel that much sweeter and nicer in established bonds or connecting with people with real long-term potential. But that energy ends. And then very quickly, we get this step up of energy that is very different. It's not sweet. It's not romantic. It's a lot more about being open and being excited about the prospects. So chances are there'll be several options available to you in the context of love. For those of you just starting to date somebody, well, this becomes a lot about sharing new experiences together, opening yourselves up to new paradigms and new ways of understanding each other's worlds as well. But this part of the sky tends to also not necessarily be overly concerned with commitment. When Mars does change signs, will very quickly align with Saturn in your sign. And so I feel like the focus is going to change very quickly once we get to the 24th and Mars leaves fellow water sign Scorpio. And that's when you really get honest about whether or not this person is part of your sense of where you're heading in a larger sense. Until then, it's a lot of fun. And so enjoy the ride. And that includes if you want to be open to other possibilities in the context of love as well. And for those of you in an established bond, well, what a wonderful energy to feel a renewed sense of enthusiasm and excitement for the love that the two of you share. And this is about taking on new adventures together as well that brings a spark or a surge of life for the two of you. For all that though, do keep in mind that if you and your partner have like very different beliefs, that could be the source of a little bit of tension right now as well. So just be kind and gentle to yourself and to each other as you navigate this time. As long as you keep it about the adventure that the two of you share, the bond feels that much stronger. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I am going to say, I love that new moon, right? That new moon playing out in a part of the sky for you that has to do with knowing your place in the world, has to do with engaging more of the world. Well, that part of the sky is actually a lot of fun as well, because it's all about being open to new experiences and new adventures. I know that some of those adventures could come on seemingly out of nowhere to surprise you, and you may not be sure what you feel about it right away. And yet there's also this really lovely energy that kicks in very quickly as well, that reminds you that every experience can change you, help you to cultivate greater love and greater wisdom as well, and make you better. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.